Well, I try to formalize my own theory why Donald Trump is winning.
Is there any math involved?
No.
Good. Okay, good.
But
I went
it's
to
something
law
that
school.
could add to the anger and fighting theory you have formalized. Because yesterday I read a tweet, and it's very interesting, very lighthearted line.
Good. Please.
The real issue of our time is loneliness. Trump doesn't make people feel lonely. Maybe tribal, but at least not alone. So that's from the communication study perspective, and this is some sort of re-tribalization of our society in terms of people, what kind of news they're going to absorb, and what kind of things they want to watch, and that's something really interesting. Another one is I read in the morning by Chomsky. He talked about why Trump is winning, the fear as well as the breakdown of family. And divorce.
Would you say
like
something?
That. So, what is
go
your
ahead.
take on that?
What is your take on this kind of? I think there's a lot of concern out in the country about the kind of breakdown of community. And
I have a new book out on that, by the way.
well, why don't you say something?
I do have a new book. It just came out day before yesterday, called "You Will Be Made to Care," on the rise of forcing people of faith in this country to conform to secularism. And the entire third part of the book is looking at this breakdown in community and what particularly Christians in the country can do to rebuild community. So many of them want to pull out of society, build a high wall around the house, cancel the cable, homeschool their kids. And as an evangelical Christian, that's not what our faith says. Christ said to go, not build a wall and don't go outside. But there is, I got to say this, and I'm a partisan. I was an elected Republican. I'm a conservative. I fill in for Rush Limbaugh. There's a dangerous combination of tribalism and nationalism. If you have tribalism and nationalism, it's no longer you're not on our team, it's you're an enemy of mankind. I mean, we saw that in the Roman Empire, when people, Christians at the time, were being labeled enemies of mankind, and what they meant was, you're either a barbarian or you're Roman, and if you're an enemy of mankind, you're a barbarian. When you have tribalism mixed with nationalism, you always have something bad happen. And what we're seeing is Trump is connecting into tribalism, but so are other politicians in the country as well. There should be ideas and a competition of ideas, and the parties should stand for different things, and we should clash. Gridlock in Washington is a feature, not a bug of the system. We're supposed to have that clashing. The founders wanted it to be extremely difficult to do anything. And when we have large populist rise who want to stamp out the gridlock and say, you can't do this, you're obstructing the will of the people, you have to do what I want, that's the very thing the founders set up the Constitution to make impossible to do. If Donald Trump gets elected, it is a failure of us to honor the founders' ideas.